Welcome back. This is Ryan Raven. Today we're talking about Diablo 3, Season 32, with its Haedrig gift, theme, and other pointers. So Season 32 starts on July 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. Season 32 reintroduces Aetheros, a weapon type that players will be able to acquire and hunt for in their upcoming season journey. Aetheros will roll a powerful set of affixes, a random class weapon legendary power, and a random class passive power. Aetheros will have unique icons, names, item types, and sounds originally found in Diablo 2. For additional details on Aetheros, check out the list below. Alright, so Aetheros are account bound. They only drop by monsters, chests, and destructibles, but do not require your character to be level 70 in order to drop, meaning level 1 you can get it. Aetheros cannot be acquired through Kanai's Cube or from Kadala, so it means you cannot gamble with Kadala to get it, and you cannot use Hope of Cain recipe in the cube to get it, which is upgrading a yellow 70 item, or in this case most are all weapon into a, Aethero, it won't work. Aethero rarity drop rate is between ancient and primal items. There are 3 unique Aetheros per class. Each Aethero has 6 affixes and rolls 1 random legendary weapon power and 1 random class passive skill. Example, like whatever your class power is, and then say their passives like awareness, cheat death, or whatever your class has. Only 1 Aethero can be equipped at a time. Aetheros ignore item durability loss. Legendary powers and class passive skills rolled on Aetheros do not stack with the same power equipped through Kanai's Cube, item, or skills. Aetheros cannot be enchanted, transmogged, dyed, reforged, or traded. Aetheros can be augmented, Cauldron's Despair, whatever it's called, and you can use, let's read the name of it. Of course, I'm going through. Ramani's gift on it. You can collect all 21 Aetheros during the season, but reward players with the Feat of Strength, Aethero recollection. Players who accomplish this will have all Aetheros transmogs options available for future season and non-season of play. When you get an Aethero, you have that transmog. You can actively use that transmog on another weapon of the same type, say it's a sword or something. But what it says though, for non-season play, you have to collect all 21 to unlock this collection in order to have transmogs for non-season or for future play. I know some people are bugged that they have the collection and it still doesn't work. Hopefully they fix it with this, because they're reintroducing it. Don't hold your breath, right? Yeah, it says players who accomplish this will have all Aethero transmogs options available for future seasonal and non-seasonal play. Aetheros only drop in seasonal play and will not transfer to your non-season character when the season ends. Aetheros, how you want to say it, once you have the transmog, you're free to, salvage it. Of course, you don't want to salvage the one that you want to use, but any ones you don't need, you can free to salvage it. As soon as you pick it up, because they're account bound, or automatically added to that collection. And when you salvage an Aethero, it gives you a, was it Forgotten Soul, Death Breath, or a Greater Rift Key. And how many or what the rate is, I do not know. I just know there's a chance for one of those 3 items, and it might give you more than one. Alright, Cosmic Rewards, you get the, they call that, it's like a spider. The Pentagon Fire, that's a portrait frame. And then we get these, I guess, boots. And then we have, what does it say, 2 new Cosmic Rewards for the complete? I don't, those are not new. You get the, I hate they don't change the wording. They said that last season too. It's not new. It's from chapter, it says says reintroduced from chapter 7, season 17, not chapter. But we've had this before. It's like the Bat Warrior. You get this like skull and bones. Wish they wouldn't have put this thing here. You see the skull helm and then bones around it. Right, and all those, it says the demonic fire, so this upgrades. Wish they would show it more. We don't care about this. This is part of season journey. That's not the actual conquest. Here's a season conquest you have to do. Right, it's curses. Basically, curse chest 350 or more on T. At level 70, so the game has to be 70, you have to be 70 on tournament 10 or higher. If you're not 70 or the game's not 70, or basically both, you won't get the achievement. And then, of course, Curse Pete, the easiest one for that. There's a bunch of cursed ones in different acts. But Curse Pete in Act, I would say it's Act 5, is the best one. Reach Greater Risk level 75 solo. And of course, these are both for hardcore and softcore. Boss mode, which is basically defeat all the bosses in the game at level 70 on tournament 10 in under 20 minutes. Like I said, it's all the bosses in the game except for Vidian, which is a new one they added not too long ago. It was never added to the list, thank goodness, because sometimes you barely make it. And then finally, the last one, Years of War, mastering class sets. And then there's I can't remember. I think you gotta do 6 class sets. And there's a thing with that where unlike set dungeons, there's only there's each class has 5 sets, right? And the last set does not work for set dungeons, the newest set. But with this, you can use all 5 sets to get this. And then mastering the universe's, mastering, I think it's 8 set dungeons, and master does include all objectives and defeating all the monsters within that time limit. There's a whole thing on this one too, Years of War Dynasty. Since you have to do 6, you can use your 5 because your 4 old ones, your 1 new one. For example, like God has Gears of Dreadland. And there's supposed to be like a bug or something. You can use Virus and gamble for it because it doesn't say. I guess the items. I think Shadow might be the same way. But Shadow's hard to gamble for. Virus, you just gamble. I think it's orbs or something, and then you convert in the cube to another item. Like you convert set pieces. Because I think the item. I think there's only a couple things you can't wear. I think it's actually the orb and on another class, and I think the headpiece or something, because they don't say anything past that it has to be on, for example, a wizard. And then same thing with Shadow, because I know my monk uses Shadow. It has, so you can get it on other classes, because they don't say that's Demon Hunter only. Where the other ones, when you get a set, like Gears of Dreadland for Demon Hunter, it will say Demon Hunter only. Haedrig's Gift, right? Of course, it's complete in chapters 2, 3, and 4. And then these are the gifts here. I'm gonna go over here so we can actually see. So Barbarian gets Immortal King's Call, which basically using Wrath of Berserker and Call the Ancients. Crusader gets Seeker of the Light, basically Blessed Hammer. Demon Hunter gets Natalia, which is Spike Trap and Caldraps. Monk gets Elena Stratham. I was thinking I'd say that wrong. Ioana's Stratagem. Spirit Generator, Floating Palm, 7/7 Strike. Necromancer gets Tragouls. Blood Rush and Siphon Blood. Witch Doctor gets Spirit of Arakar. Spider Queen, all that. And there's something about this too, I think, with the Ethereals, I could be wrong, that somehow this skill has changed and it used to be corpse spiders or something, and now it's Spider Queen. That this turtle might not have that power because this is from season 24 before it came out. I could be wrong. I read that somewhere. I could be it could be the wrong skill, but I'm pretty sure they were saying that the turtle might not have the power for Spider Queen to buff it. Wizard gets Vara's amazing Arcana, basically Archon, right? Archon stacks, yeah. Let's go back to here, and that's pretty much it. So now we'll go over. You have your 21 Ethereals. Each class has 3. Right, I'm just slightly hover over. You can kind of read. A lot of them they say random, legendary, weapon effect, and class passive. You know. So you notice, for example, these are all. I guess there's 2 one-handed, but you can only have 1 equipped at a time per character. Right. And these are Crusaders. Demon Hunter, which is good for this Baraza because it freezes enemies. It's a 2-handed weapon, so keep in mind most of the time I play Demon Hunter that you normally would cube. I can't think of the name right now. Ninth Sigil or something like that it's called. But now you have to wear it because it's a 2-handed, so you can't put another weapon in the offhand. So you would have to equip the quiver, and then you would put in the cube then like your Dawn or the other bows you might use like Fortress Ballista, stuff like that. These are one-handed. I guess someone was saying, yeah, they're to the power range on them though. This goes from say 594 to 970, where this is 327 to 400. So there's a lack in damage. Basically what you're looking at each one of these for, I forgot to mention it, was what they could have. Like this one's freeze on hit. This one, 100% damage to all Demon Hunter skills. Like this one is 200% damage to all archery skills. It's way toward the bottom. That's why I didn't find it right away. And then this damage to Paragon stuff. I don't know if that's random there or is that only on Wind Force. I mean, I know some of the other weapons have it too. Go through them real quick in case you weren't looking for that. And then these are monks. Necromancer. Witch Doctor. And then lastly, Wizard. Okay. They've already had with a bunch of stuff. So in case you don't know, I'm at macro.gg. I left this blank empty up here so you can't see it. And there's a bunch of stuff, and they already have like the meta tier list. Solo pushing, for example. They already have the ranks, and pretty much S tier is pretty much a lot of necros. Right, and there's some other ones in here. I guess there's some wizards in here too. I don't like that Crusader build. Natalia Spike Trap, I'm not a fan of. But you see then A tier. So A tier has, you know, Hungry Arrow because of a lot of stuff there. I think it's better than what they're saying because of the freeze. It's going down. I'm not reading them off, but here, this one. Echoes of Valor, Fist of the Heavens. Awesome build. It does not work too well this season because when we click on that, they'll explain it. Because of the weapon you get, you cannot use Norbridge Favor, right? Because this gives you the 2 set. Not only increases speed charge by 2 seconds, right? You getting 200% increased damage while using speed charge, and for 5 seconds after it ends. Where this weapon, if you get Fist of the Heaven now cast twice. It's killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of Siege Charge by 1 second. So you lose that 200% modifier. You're hoping the damage, or for example, the lightning damage, or whatever you get for your element is, I don't know what makes over here for element, that it's able to do it. But I think what it is, because you're not using this is the speed that you're, like I said, the thorough is limiting you on that. Okay. So there's a thing, it's hard to show, I don't have the bunny on, that to get Asteros, hopefully it's just back, whatever I was, it's gonna be weird for me to get these Asteros right here. If you need it for the class you are playing on, play at level 70, and they say greater rift 90 or above, preferably like 105 to 110 on the fastest you can do. It'd be easier to get them, but because they have a drop rate a little less than primals, right? It's between primals and ancients. That if you need to farm this, I already have these farmed. I already have it done from season 24, so I don't need to do it. But if you needed to, for example, say you're playing the Barb, you need it on Crusader, but you're not really playing Crusader. You just want it for the collection. There's a whole thing that level 5 doing puzzle rings. And then because the Kadala, no matter what class you pick here, at level 1, even up to level 5, it's good 5. See, these are all level. So Kadala will give you up to level 16 if you're between 1 and 16. Or it's 11 item, but it makes it level 16. Right? The only thing that can drop is Loric's Crown, which is level 5 if you start dropping. So anything before level 5, you're not guaranteed to get a drop. So the whole point is to try to get ancients to drop, right? Try to get some good weapons, right? That's not yellow, blue, or white. That you don't start getting that until level 5. That's when legendaries, that's the word I was looking for, can start dropping for you. Kadala, if you gamble at level 1, gives you an item, whatever's in this list, to level 16. I mean, whoever class you want to pick. So, Greed from the puzzle ring is guaranteed to drop 2 ancients when you open up the chest. And it's unsure whether, because goblins that spawn off her back, you make her rush into the wall and they jump off. I think there's a different name for them. One person said they have gotten one. It took a lot of tries though to get that goblin to drop in a thorough. And then people say it can't. So I don't know on that. I just know you rush through, you kill Greed, you open the chest, you get 2 ancients. Because the game's between basically 5, and you don't want to upgrade this too much because try to watch it for a change. It's not going to do it. This is not actively. Oh, it's doing it. It's just I can't see it. You want to be between 5 and 10 because you start to get stuff. It's weird here. It's hard to see. Example 15, 13. Some of the other stuff. Kadala can give it to you. She has a range. People don't know about it. When you gamble with Kadala for level 1, it's between 1 and 16. If you're higher, basically add 10 levels to you, but at certain levels though, or at a certain point. For example, if you want to gamble for like puzzle rings, which is 31. Slowly expanding. There it is. You have to be that level. But the game can sometimes give you, outside of Kadala, plus or minus from your level. So you could get a 28 level item, or you could get a 33 level item. It's rare, but it does happen. So as you add more and more, you have more and more legendaries. So by keeping the loot pool, the loot table low, like at level 5 to level 10, that you're only there's only one legendary it can drop. So out of 2 legendaries being dropped, you have a higher chance to get it in a turtle. And the whole thing, it's hard to show once again, because I don't have a friend online. You can just go in, level up to like a level 5, and then open up your puzzle ring. And then most people say to stay on normal because you don't want like T4. Regardless, you might have a better weapon, right? Because hopefully you're doing this on as a second or third character, that you have the level 1 reducing. You can craft a level 70 weapon and just run through there. And most people still tell you do a sword or a two-handed sword, something like that, so you can use it on multiple classes. You don't care about whether what the main stat is on the weapon. It's not going to be that different at that low level. You just want it to have damage or something. But you can go in at level 5 and run through, and the whole point is because the game is level 5, you know, the loot that's being dropped by the goblins along the way, or the monsters, there's no point, because level 5 is basically junk. You're not getting much gold, you're not getting much match. If they drop Forgotten Souls or not, then it's a small amount. So you just run through, go to Greed, defeat her, open the chest, rinse and repeat. A lot of people say if you're doing that, doing enough, just exit the game. It would be faster than waiting for a 30-second timer to be done. Right? Or another method is somebody goes into the game, that's level 5, and then you have another person join you. Now they have to be 4 levels high. For example, say you're making it level 5. They have to be 4 levels higher than you, at least, so the game does not update to their level. Because for example, say it's you go making the game, you go into level 5, right? You then have your buddy come in, so it has to be at least level 9. I would be say level 10. And they can be level 7 if they want. And then you leave the game and go onto the character you want to farm with. That's hopefully higher than level 9, so the game doesn't change. So the trick on that is, example, I'm doing it. I need to farm on my barbarian. I need it for barbarian. I will level up the barbarian because the level reduced for level 70 weapon. We can go in, or your buddy can help you. Just go in and level up to level 10, 11. Go back to your level 5, create the game, have your buddy join you, you leave, and you come back with your level 11 character. Or level 70, whatever you want to do. But if you did that much, you might as well just farm it, But the thing is, with your level 70, there's like 200 items in here, right? There's a lot of items that can drop. So your 2 legendaries are not going to be that. And it seems like it's guaranteed 2 legendaries at the low level, then more at the high level. I think I've always seen 2 legendaries, but sometimes 3. But I don't know if it's guaranteed at the higher level. I think it's worded that Greed is guaranteed to drop 2 legendaries. So you see how many items you have at level 70? Getting your Thero is not going to be easy to get. So that's why we said level 5. I'm going to put in 10 just to show you that. See, it's 15. So none of these 11 item. See, I think if you're 10, I think the game has a chance to drop the level item. I could be wrong, and people say it can't drop higher than the game level. And this is the thing about this too. Like I said, because you're going in and you're creating a game at level, say it was 5, all items being dropped are 5. Because of their level 2, how much gold's being dropped is a level 5. It doesn't matter if you're 70 or not. If the game is level 5, all items are level 5. The only thing that won't be level 5 is when you gamble with Kadala. So some people say, hey, if you come in, say you start running at level 31, you need to then start gambling for puzzle rings, because they start dropping at level 31. I think Necro might have it slightly lower. But I can find rings. I just seen it. Puzzle ring 31. I'm going Necro real quick. It also says 31. I thought they got like theirs at like 30. So I was just saying, you can do that. Just remember that when you create the game or freeze it at a level, all items are that level that's being dropped. And then because the game's not level 70, you cannot do greater rifts. You can do rifts for level 5, but greater rift, the game has to be 70 and you have to be 70 for you to go into it. Your buddy who's 70 can't do it either because the game's not 70. So, but at 70, you have so many legendaries, it's not worth doing unless you want it for that class. For example, I'm on a barb, and I'm farming these for my barb, then yes, 70. I say I make a Crusader, I'm not going to play a Crusader for the season. Do your level 5 trick. I would always have whoever's helping you or you always have one that's level 5. So you can open the game at level 5, your buddy comes, you leave out, and then you bring in the next class. And hopefully you leveled up the character. I will level up your next class in Crusader to 11. It should be easy with your buddy. If you want, do it on T6, doesn't matter. Level up a little bit, get to 10, 11. Then you leave, or yeah, you have to leave, create a new game with your level 5 character, and then bring in your level 10 or 15 character. But once you have this character done, my point is, once you have a Crusader done, you're not going to play it for the season. You're not playing Crusader. As an example, you can delete that character, create your next one. Example, the next one's Demon Hunter. Go into the same thing, level up. You can use that same game you're just in. If you want, level up, leave, then you have to create a new game with your level 5. Rinse and repeat. This is why it's hard to do this for puzzle rings. Some people say just do the game and just, go. Do other things, because if the game's locked at level 5, there's not too much legendaries being dropped. The only problem is you have, 1 in 10 chance for a legendary, right? And then it might be higher if it's going to be a third, but greeds guarantee you 2 legendary drops. It's like I said, it's hard to show it without actually doing it, and it's easy to show during the season. It's just so much easier to do it. And if you don't care, create the Crusader. Get to level 70, or on the way. As you're playing and leveling, you might find it in rifts. And then when you're happy, you get all 3. Salvage all of them, so you get your Forgotten Souls, Death Breaths, or Greater Rift Keys. And then create a new character and work on that. Just keep working your way down. I'm just mentioning it because most people, if you're going to go for master sets or set things, you're going to need probably 2 characters. But like me, with how many's there, I don't need to worry about doing master sets anyway, doing set dungeons at all, except for the season journey, which is not a master. It's like completed or something. We went over the Haedrig gift. Then yeah, there's the whole thing too for people, how to save your cash or to use it. So just quickly, you go, in order to do a challenge rift, you have to beat a greater rift, even at level 1. But in order to go into the greater rift, you have to be 70 and the game has to be 70. Because I know someone's going to ask about exchanging with Asia or whatever that's outside of this right now. It's just saying that in order to complete it, so if you do help in another region, you have to make sure, get power leveled, whatever, get to 70, and then do at least a greater rift level 1. It's not worth it level 1. If they're helping you, do a 20 or something. But the whole thing is then, when you start the season, if you do your challenge rift, you get all these match, right? The important one is gold. You have 5.1 million gold, which will help you increase your blacksmith to what they call it, training level 12. Right, I think it'll also get to level 10, and then it's level 12, which uses a death breath. can also use a trick with depth breaths. You need 25 of them in the cube with a level 70 item that's yellow to make, example, say you're doing a bow. And then he has a chance to get a bow. Like Demon Hunters, the little dagger trick. We only got 2 daggers that are legendary. It makes a yellow into a guaranteed legendary, but it's out of the pool of legendaries for that weapon, right? And it's usually for your class, unless you're unlucky. I've had to get it like a wizard stuff from, from another class. But we only have 2 daggers, right? So Carly's Point and Lord Greenstone's Fan. So we're guaranteed to get a dagger for Shadow. Oh, wait. Part of the joke here. Shadow. You, for Demon Hunter, 2-handed bow, 1-handed crossbow, and 2-handed bow again. Oh, technically the first one's Ballista. Ballista, crossbow, or bow. There is no melee weapon. So guess what? Shadow, you're screwed. You don't have one. And because of that, these other classes, or set builds is going to outdo Shadow. If you look in the ranking where it was, but I don't really care. I just know that basically you're not using a third for the Shadow. Why you ain't playing Shadow this season? That's my point. My personal opinion. Alright, so you get all this stuff. That's what I was trying to show. So the whole point is you can use that right away. There's tips and tricks. There's guides from other people. Basically, you open it, you gamble. For example, like Necro, you gamble for gloves to get the corpse explosion. And then there's the whole thing, you make your 2-handed scythe, I believe, and then you can hope to get blood tide or whatever. But if you're doing the altar, you want to save it. It depends on how far you're pushing on the opening weekend. Are you trying to get most of the altar done, all your season journey done? To play other games, like in 2 weeks, I think it resets. Or do you want to use it, and you can, since this starts on Monday for US NA, we're saving the challenge rift for Friday. We create our season character, then we do the challenge rift. So I kind of was off topic. I had it. Someone else did this. It was a Captain Honor or something. I stole his end thing here. So in the first one, you go in, you fight. Up here's a shield. I made this stuff. And then you fight, and there's an out. So the shield here, when you get to out, you're the in. You have all this way for the shield. So like it's up to you whether you want to get the shield and go back, or do this one, or work your way back. It's a Typhoon Wizard. It's basically throw hydras down, sit back, throw the hydras on the enemies, sit back, and then one of the buffs you cast. Right, so we have this long end. You go here for your channeling pylon. You run down, and you go the out, goes to the end. And if you defeat enough, for example, you zigzag through here as you're coming up, or actually down. Like I wouldn't go to this dead end, but like you can defeat them and zig through, get some more enemies. That when you get to the next one, you get a conduit, and pretty much the Ritharian spawns. It's over. So this is, and then you got your challenge rift done. You can then claim your challenge rift. You go to your mail. And then you can decide whether to open it now for the benefits of all these items you're getting. For example, you're getting blood shards, which you can gamble with. You're getting death breaths. You need 25 for Hope of Cain. Yeah. Is it? I forget how many death breaths is it. How many death breaths is it? 1 or 5 to cube it? I think it's 5 for cubing. Right? And you get the yellow, blue, and white mats. And of course, you get the 5 different acts, which is what you need to help cube too, or make items from the blacksmiths. If you want to rush season, you normally do not open it. You play with a buddy, hopefully, and they can open it for you, or they can open up theirs, and they can craft the yellow weapon for you, level 70. Once you unlock level 70 weapons with the blacksmith, they can craft one and give it to you. Chances are you usually want them to be the same class, if not the same. For example, have a Crusader make a Crusader one. But if not, you can have a Barb whose strength make one for a Crusader, right? But my Demon Hunter, whatever it makes, is going to have Dex on it. I'm going to get that Crusader that have Dex now, but uh, you're going to have damage on it, maybe a multiplier of an element, but usually it's not that much. Well, it's like something like lightning damage or poison. It's really not elemental damage, but there's certain builds or whatever that rely on that to be in poison. Past seasons, there's a one that the weapon that dropped buffed poison, for example. It's outside this season. Or he said you can hold on to it to give to the altar, because pretty soon on the altar, the first thing you're going to do is when you go in, I'm going to say you're a Necro, because those people are going to start with Necro because they level up a lot faster. You're going to go in with your Necro. You're going to steal items from your Templar and from the Templar and Scoundrel. Right? Take the better weapon, salvage the rest. That's your whites. You get double kill streak. You run to the altar, which is in Act 1 behind Kane's hut. It's like going behind where you start from. Then you need to get to level 18-ish, and you need to get a diamond. You have to unlock the jeweler to level 2. You get two diamonds, which you get is easy to get when you're 18 from a boss bounty cache. Chest in general can drop it, but usually you want to do a boss bounty, like Zone Cool or something, where he has a chest they can open for a diamond. Hopefully get more than one. If not, you have to leave the game and do it again to get 2 diamonds. And then you level up your jeweler to level 2. Then you craft this flawless diamond. You unlock no level requirement. Right? So this is the same to start. And there's a whole bunch more going through. But you see all the way down here, you have to sacrifice a challenge rift cache. Whatever. I'm just picking. That's a lot, huh? I didn't need that one. Petrified Scream. Then the next one is Challenge Rift Cache. So that's halfway through your 26. Because for you people who don't know, there's guides on this. I did one before too, in my other season, that you have to unlock all 26 nodes and the 3 potion powers. Then you get double primals. And I found out, I didn't know because I have double primals when I did it that season that it did it. I found out that in a season, if you've never unlocked double primals, you never got this done, you have wings you can get by completing everything. You know, all nodes, all 26 nodes, plus weapon or potion. No, it's like this, or the other way around. Then once you do that, you can click this guy down here, and it will unlock double primals. And if you don't have the wings unlocked, it will give you the terror wings. I thought we could only do that one season, but I had people telling me, no, if you'd ever done it, it can only be in season because altar only exists in season. Just like Visions, which drops Forgotten Souls, Death Breaths, and Greater Rift keys. You have to find Greater Rift Guardian though, which is the same as salvaging in a Therial. The amounts though, different, depends on what level you're playing. I'm not sure if their Therial level 5 drops differently than if it's level 70, like on the amount that they drop. I know it's random between those 3 items. Okay, altar of rights done. Challenge rift. So like I said, you have the debate whether to use it right away if you don't plan on it, or to sacrifice it for the altar. Remember, we, like I said, it starts on, actually this week already started, right? So we had Monday, the challenge rift in the afternoon reset. Friday, we're playing season. You do your challenge rift. If you're using it right away, you have to do your challenge rift almost right away. You have to. Like, create your season character, go do your challenge rift. If you're saving it, it gives you the advantage of I can do it before Monday, and I don't have to worry about rushing and doing it right away. And then maybe by that time you have some friends come on, and you can play together and do it. It looked pretty easy, so because it's just throwing Haedrigs down. Normally I don't do this part in the season start, but they changed it. It was Virus, and it was a very weak Hydra, and the other stuff I guess didn't work too well. Like even a lot of the streamer people, like they're barely beating it. They had like that less than a minute left, but it still wasn't that hard. It's just the boss was harder, I think. You get like 3/4 of it done, and the last quarter of it was trying to defeat the boss because the Hydra just sucked. um, that's my take. So like I said, you have your choice. It's up to you. I'm just mentioning, I keep trying to say it because our NA resets Monday afternoon. I can't remember if it's 4 or 5 p.m. right now. I think it's 5 p.m. I think in winter it's 4 p.m. But they've been known to have maintenance right before that happens too. So I don't wait till Monday. And where Asia, the whole thing I was talking about earlier a little bit about you can give the item, open up your cache in Asia to give someone, and then they'll come to you in NA because their season starts like way before us. But the disadvantage is their next challenge rift, I think, is the same time as us. It's the same time, but converted into their time zone. So we have like less than 3 days before we get it. They have almost 4 days, 4.5 days before they get theirs again. Because it's in the afternoon, and I think even when they're playing, I think technically it's morning. I could be wrong. I don't play Europe. But that's outside of this. I'm just saying. So we only got 3 days, right? But we start playing on Friday. We play off Friday night, Saturday night, well, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday afternoon we can get it. Most people go back, at work Monday. But, it's like 3.5 days. And technically it's one's at night. It's not even a full 3 days because it's Friday night to Saturday night to Sunday night to Monday nights. Yeah, it's Monday night with 3 days, but it's Monday afternoon. Yeah, there's a whole difference between afternoon and evening, I know. If it's 4, it's afternoon. If it's 5, it might be evening, depending on where you live. So this is, like I said, just the challenge rift. I think I covered pretty much everything. I will, as the end of the video, hold on. I'm just saying, as the end of the video, I'm just going to bring up the challenge rift layout. So this is floor 1. You start here, you fight your way up, get your shield, work your way out. Then you go over here, you do this long corridor, you run down the corridor, you get your channeling pylon, you run around, zap some things, or not zap, but whatever you have on cooldown for your skill. I think just to keep throwing on Hydros. And then I believe, I can't remember if that one had teleport or not. And then you go out and you come in, you kind of run, because you can't tell by this picture. I believe you can't just go straight to this. You had to go around. Because I think there's a wall here. So you had to go up and around through and then back through. This is a little janky here. Kind of like a path that's kind of weird you get through. And then you don't show the rest because you get it way above the time. Especially with the conduit at the end. If you're not, you're going to defeat a lot of stuff really quickly. Like I said, I'll pull that back out. Like I said, and do not do your challenge rift till Friday after you create your season character. Alright, this has been the Rotten Raven. Thanks for watching.